Hello guys, my name's Slippery Jack, and today I'm reviewing the third album by Tame Impala, Currents. So I'm sorry I waited a long time to review this. I reviewed the other two Tame Impala records a long time ago, and I'm going to have to admit, the reason why I did that is because I really did not like this album for the longest time. It was not my genre, I just did not see the appeal, and that's because it behaves so much differently than the other two albums. A lot of fans, I'm sure, also were alienated because Kevin Parker has established himself as a psychedelic rock musician, or Tame Impala is a psychedelic rock project, I should be saying. And then now we get this. And Currents is all about the synth. There's not as much guitars. I mean, the guitars still play a pretty significant role, but not as much as they did in Inner Speaker and Lonerism. And also the fact that it's way more poppy, especially the less I know the better. I'm sure, everyone has heard that song by now, and yeah, that's easily the poppiest they get. I really need to break the habit of calling Tame Impala they, especially when there's only one Impala, I guess. That being Kevin Parker, but anyways, this album does not behave like psychedelic rock. On Inner Speaker, there was the long jams, there were guitar solos, but you don't have any of that here. There's no guitar solos, there's no long jams. It's not really rock anymore. It behaves a little more like dance music or soul a lot of the time. There's some tracks on here that just have that very smooth, chill groove that you get from soul music. And a lot of people call this more disco or more dance oriented. And yes, a lot of the tracks on here, however, are more slow than usual, but there are some moments on here that I can see being played on the dance floor. But Kevin even said himself, though, that he wanted to change his sound so he could get his music on the dance floor. And yeah, I think he really succeeded in that. But the nice thing about Currents, though, is that the production, this easily has the best production Kevin Parker has done to date. Well, for a Tame Impala record, I haven't really heard his stuff with Pond. I don't even know if he produced their stuff. But whatever. I think that this album has grown on me quite a lot since then. If I had reviewed it back then, it probably wouldn't have gotten any higher than a 65. There were only 4 tracks on here that I actually liked. But it's gotten so much better. And the lyrics too. This is a more straightforward concept album. The problem that I had with Lonerism is that, well, I shouldn't say it's a problem, but the problem with Lonerism's lyrics is that the music was so strong that you almost didn't really care what he had to say. Even though the concept was so personal to me, I kind of felt that way too. I was just like, you know what, I don't care about the lyrics. This music just sounds so good. On here, you're able to listen to the lyrics a lot more easily. You know what I mean? But the hook writing here too is at an all-time high. This is, like I said, this is easily the poppiest they've ever been. I said they... Anyway, I'll go down the track listing. The album begins with Let It Happen, which has a very spacey, dreamy sound to it, and the atmosphere feels comforting, but at the same time unsure. And the lyrics are about, like, trying to resist being part of life or humanity, and then he just can't fight the urge anymore, and he's just gonna let it happen and be a part of it. Kind of sounds like a continuation of Lonerism, if you ask me. But the cool thing about this track is it really behaves like an EDM track. It's got this section in the middle where he's just copying and pasting the same sound over and over again, and then some big synth. I can't remember if they're like cellos or synths, but they just sound really good. And then that beat that comes in just makes it sound like it could be played on the dance floor, just needing a little more bass. But you know, you could remix this track and it would sound like a great dance floor track. Names is just under 2 minutes, and yes, sounds like you're high on nitrous oxide, even though I've never been high on nitrous oxide. But just from what I've heard, it has all these sounds flying around you and some distant vocals, and it sounds really cool. The Moment is another more dancey track, and it sounds like a Tame Impala cover of Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. But this one is way better, and lyrically it's kind of similar to Let It Happen, or maybe not, just like an approaching moment that like you're worried about, but at the same time it's exciting. I don't know, that's my take on it. And you know, I think we can all relate to this. This is some really great lyricism right here. Yes, I'm Changing is beautiful. I don't have much to say about it musically, except for that atmosphere that it creates is pretty awesome. And the lyrics just really tug at your heartstrings. This one is it's about like now he has to go through changes because his he realizes that he can't go on with his girlfriend. It's just it's so heartbreaking. I just love it. It's just beautiful. And I just love how optimistic he is. He's like, it's alright, we're going to have a better life. And it's just so touching. I'll say it a million times, I love this song. Eventually it has some similar lyrics, but less emotional. It has like some cool distorted guitar sections that I really liked. And the ending is very psychedelic with Kevin repeating the title. And Gossip is an interlude with some hypnotic synth loops and with some guitar. Don't know why that wasn't part of Eventually, but okay. And then there's the notorious The Less I Know The Better. We've all heard this song. If you haven't, go look it up. I'm sure you would find it sound very familiar. I can really see this being played at a dance floor because it's got a very funky bass line, and that beat is very disco, but it's got some beautiful melodic synth lines, and it really makes you want to dance. And it seems to, I guess it's about like trying to get a girl, but then some guy named Trevor stole the girl from him. I'm sure we can all relate to this one at some point too. Why did I just... Okay. Past Life sounds good because it has a... What? That's... Yeah, of course Past Life sounds good. It's a good track. Why? Sorry. And I guess it's just about, like, remembering your ex from a long time ago. It's got a great atmosphere with some heavy psychedelic effects going over it. It's just a great chill-out track. And it's got this deep voice talking about his ex and Kevin singing the song's title. Disciples is another short track, but it's a lot better than the other ones I've heard, except for maybe Names, which was pretty awesome. Disciples is less psychedelic, it's more poppy, and if it was longer, I wouldn't consider it an interlude, because it's really fun, it's very groovy, and I always enjoy it when it comes on. Because I'm a Man is just brilliant. I don't know how to describe this one, but it has some absolutely beautiful melodies, and it's so smooth, and it just makes you feel so good. It's just such a sexy track. Reality in Motion is a lot more upbeat and fun, but while it's enjoyable while it's on, it's quite forgettable. I have no desire to return to this one at all. And by the way, the new song, It Might Be Time, sounds like an improved version of Reality in Motion, which I thought was pretty cool. But Love and Paranoia is a lot more memorable. It's a bit like Yes, I'm Changing with the more heartfelt, emotional lyrics. And the guitar that comes in the end just sounds really nice. And yeah. And it ends with New Person, Same Old Mistakes. And there couldn't have been a better ending than this. This song, I swear, is so dang close to being perfect. I just love it. The melodies are beautiful. The bass line is really addicting. And that ending section, I don't know what you call it when the chorus gets a little more complex, but it just sounds so good. It's just, I just love how sunny it is, and it just makes you feel good. And by the way, Rihanna did a version of this song. It's just titled Same Old Mistakes. She really didn't change anything about the song. She just added in her vocals and kept it going for about 30 seconds longer. And if you listen closely, you can hear Kevin Parker's vocals behind hers. Go check it out. I really liked Rihanna's version, but if you're only familiar with Rihanna's version, definitely go check out Kevin's too. And overall, there's a lot to like about Currents. I'm glad I finally understand the appeal. I've reviewed like everything by Tame Impala, so I guess that's another discography review out of the way until the Slow Rush comes out. I don't know about you guys, I'm really excited about the Slow Rush. I've liked what I've heard from the new tracks. I don't think it's going to be, we're going to get anything on the same level as Lonerism, but at the same time, you never know, those might be the weaker tracks on the album, and there's going to be some absolutely amazing stuff on there. So, yeah, Currents is great. I'm overall feeling an 83 out of 100. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and support the channel. Make sure you go and watch my other reviews of Tame Impala in case you're curious. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.